So let's say you're not far along in your journey and you identify 95% with ego, 5% with that which is God consciousness. It's going to be hard for you to recognize your ego because you're so identified with it that you can't see outside of it. When you get to a point, I don't know if it's exactly 50%. I would think 50% ego, 50% God consciousness would be a very confusing time identity-wise. But there is some point where when you become more of the God consciousness than your ego, it becomes very easy to identify your ego because you identify more with the God consciousness than you do your ego. So it's highlighted. It's very obvious. That's the point that I'm at right now, is that when I do something egoic or when I say something, when I operate from ego, I recognize it almost instantaneously. Not all the time. There's probably egoic stuff that I don't know that I'm doing yet because it's at a deeper layer, but there's so much now that as soon as I do it, I'm like, oh, that's ego. And so there's this momentum that once you start to identify more with the God consciousness than the ego, that you can spot your ego, and then that's gonna kind of exponentially, logarithmically accelerate your way to awakening.